Happy Monday. Anybody started cutting their own hair yet? Okay, had a request for the tapping. For immune system. So, point your toes forward, so find your stance, so your front hip bones come in, and you're holding yourself up, so which means you're going to use some of these side body muscles. We're going to start across the collarbones. A good tap, so you can get a good sound, a hollow sound, not a dull sound, but a life sound. Down across your breastbone, and up into your throat, back down, and then other arm, just 3 inches below your armpit, and tapping there. And then along the base of the breast, the base of the rib cage. All right, and then into this groin space. Lymph nodes in there. You deepen the fronts of your ankles, and the back of your hand, whichever hand you want. Tapping, waking up energy. Come back across the collarbones again. And then just rest. Rest your wrists on your knees. And point your toes forward so your outer ankle bones are off the ground. Close your eyes, relax your jaw and your tongue. And feel your breath. Can you feel your breath where you did that tapping? Across your collarbones and along your breastbone. Again, all that immune system. The groin, can you feel where you tapped there? Release the base of your neck. Long, slow, deep breaths through your nostrils. All right. When you come to an inhalation up here, we did this yesterday. I'm going to do cat-cow here. So as you bring your hands to your knees, some sunshine again today, that's better. So when you inhale, you're going to come forward into your cow. And you exhale, coming into the cat. So let your shoulders roll. Let your spine move. Feel what's happening at the base of your neck. One more. Spine forward, spine backward. And when you inhale, raise your arms. Get your outer ankle bones off the ground. Stretch up, stretch up. Pull your front hip bones in. Pull the base of the breastbone backward. And then you exhale, we're going to sweep the left hand to the right leg. The right hand comes around behind. Keep your hips level. Can you turn this right hip bone in? So it's not so much the twist, you want the twist to be in your upper spine. And wait for your exhalation. Maybe every exhalation, with your 10th exhalation, you'll go just a bit further, and you're looking for little bits at a time. Just little bits at a time. The exhalation will be when it shifts for you. Or then coming back around. Bring your arms up again. You interlace your fingers, turn your palms toward the ceiling, lift your chin a bit. Deepen the fronts of your ankles, deepen your groins. All right, and then we're going to do the other side. Again, we're going to keep the base of the spine steady. So if this knee went forward, pull it backward. Can you turn this left hip bone in out of your mirror image? Lower your chin. And wait for the exhalation parts of your breath. All right, and then coming back around. Can you leave them onto your hands and knees? Line up your hands, long fingers forward, thumbs in. Come backward through your thumbs. So change the top of your arms. When you inhale and you lift your hips and your head. Now you did this when you were seated. When you exhale, then you go the other way. A few times. Push with your hands, push with your feet. Feel what is happening at the fronts of your ankles. All right, and then child's pose. All right, we're coming to downward facing dog. Push with your hands, pull your groins backward. So you're not letting the front of the body sag, or if you are, can you not do that? So you bring your front hip bones in, your lower ribs toward one another, tuck your chin, turn the crease of your elbows forward so you get the tricep muscles under the bone, on the underside of the bone. Alright, and walking your feet forward, we'll stand up. Stand. Okay. We'll do triangle pose. Gotta come back. We did this yesterday. When you brought your feet together, you turned your toes out and then you bent your knees. That's the angle that this thigh goes, that's the angle that your thigh is going to move inside your hip socket. So when you're coming to triangle pose, it's not about cranking, and I've said this all the time, it's not about cranking this hip backward. You look at the angle that this thigh and this hip manages, where your tightness is, where your openness is, and that's where you're going to go with it. Alright, so deepen the fronts of your ankles, deepen your armpits, deepen your groins, all those immune system places. When you come into your triangle pose, if you'd like to, the strongest place is to line things up. If I take my hips way back and my shoulders way forward, it wouldn't take much for someone to come and tip me over if that was, But if you line it up, and you don't go so far, tuck your chin, turn this left hip bone, turn the right hip bone in, pull the base of the breastbone backward, widen your collarbones for all that immune system, open your breastbone, lift it up. Pull it away from your pubic bone. When you inhale, you lift yourself up. We'll come around the other side. Did you get outside today? Sunshine? Alright, so pull your legs in, deepen the fronts of your ankles, deepen your armpits. And when you come into this, can you keep this thigh, top of this thigh, gotta get the outside thigh to work, to keep the top of the thigh in line with the foot. Something I always talk about. Press your hand against your leg. Now, front hip bones come in, lower ribs come in. So if you've got this pushing forward, can you tuck that in? Wherever it works for you to tuck your chin, whichever way it works for you to turn your face. Now, if you can keep all of this, you could go further if you felt like going further. But this is where you need to stay until you get this. Inhale, come back up. Take a few breaths, want to roll your shoulders. We're going to do warrior two. Same poses. Again, when we did this, and this was the angle of your thigh and your hip, that's still going to be the angle of your thigh and your hip. So, pull your legs in. Get your abdominals to work. Give yourself a good tap here again. And then across your collarbones. And you get the sound, a nice hollow, open sound. This is dull, there'll get no sound there. Alright, so drop your back heel backwards. You've got more of an angle, deepen your ankles. Alright, so turn your face, relax your jaw and your tongue. When you pull energy backward through your front foot, and you start feeling the muscles, calf muscles, can you feel the muscles across your shin bones? If you're leaning out towards your bent leg, could you change that? So again, the angle, the tops of your thighs, can you get these outer thigh muscles to work? Don't lock your knee. Get the calf muscles to work. Long, slow breaths. You'd like your knee to be in line with your foot, your ankle. Tracking right over the second, in line with the second toe. When you inhale, you come back up. We'll come around the other side. You're going to roll your shoulders. As you come around the other side. And remember that angle of your thigh at your hip. So it's not about getting the hips square to the front. That's not about it at all. Lift your kneecaps. Can you get this outer thigh to work? This outer thigh to work. Drop your shoulder blades down. When you then start bringing energy backward through your front foot, your calf muscles, the shin muscles around your shin bone. If you're leaning towards your bent leg, could you come back? So from the top of your thigh to the top of your arm to your armpit. And stretch out your fingers, soften your face. Keep breathing. Wait for the exhalation. That's when you'll be easing into its sun. Then inhale, push your feet, come back. As you get your feet back, you can heel toe in, you can jump your feet back. We'll bend the knees and hang down over the legs. All right, we're going to come back up. I'm going to do warrior one. To the right, I'll change my feet. Same poses, you do the same poses every time. And you're looking for little bits of change whenever you practice. All right, so again, bring your hands to hips, thumbs down, fingers up, front hip bones come in, lower ribs come in. So always you're supporting your internal organs, you're always supporting the front side of your spine. Can you keep that body shape when you raise your arms? Or does this happen? When you bend your right leg, your front knee, again, anchor into your back heel, don't lock your knee. Widen your collarbones, you did all that tapping. The groin area where you did the tapping, can you hug those in? Can you deepen the groin so there's muscles either side of your pubic bones, between your pubic bones and the tops of your thighs? Relax your jaw. Just find the triceps at the back of your upper arms. A lot of you don't get your arms straight. Then come back up. Come around the other side. Alright, so again, if your tops of your hips are forward, your base of your hips are going backward. Can you fix that? All this abdominal stuff. Now, if legs are strong, pull the end of your legs in underneath you. When you raise your arms, don't change your body shape. Don't collapse your the lumbar curve of your spine. When you then bend your front knee, adjust your feet whenever you need to adjust your feet. Deepening the fronts of both ankles. So again, the angle of your thigh and your hip. This is a different move than triangle or warrior two, but strong arms, strong legs, long breath. Widen your collarbones, deepen your groins. And now you come back up, turning your feet round, bringing back. All right. We're going to do tree pose. So whichever foot you're going to do first. Again, you want these to come in. So again, it's that angle of your thigh in your hip socket. You bring your hands into prayer pose. You bring your wrists to the line of your elbows. Help you widen your collarbones. Help you keep the base of your breastbone in. You can stay here if you want to. If you want to bring your arms out and around and up. Soften your face. You bring your hands together, turn your fingers toward the floor. Maybe you could hug your arms towards your ears, and then use your arms to lift the weight of your head to lengthen your thoracic spine. And then you'll come back up. Exhale, you come around, hands come back into prayer. And we'll do the other side. Can your toes point down? Your standing toes point forward. Lifted toes point down. Maybe you've got your foot on the ground. Hands in prayer. Widen your elbows. Can you get your breath up into here? If you're going to, bring your arms out and around and up. Strong arms, like warrior one. Triumphant. When you bring your hands together, turn your fingers toward the floor. Hug your arms towards your ears. Hold the weight of your head. Lengthen your cervical spine. Lengthen your thoracic spine. Lengthen your lumbar spine. When you inhale, you come back up. And exhale, you come back down. Hands come back in. Shake the legs. Alright, let's do dancer pose. If you need the wall, go to the wall. When you grab your foot, again, maybe you get the outside, maybe you don't get your foot on. Maybe this is your dancer pose today. If you get the inside of your foot, big toe side. If your knee went sideways, bring it back in. Just lift up through your left arm. Now, deepen here, deepen here. So the first action is to take your foot backward and bring your breastbone forward. Back bend is good for your thymus, it's good for your immune system. Widen your collarbones. Then the foot going backward, the breastbone coming forward, and then perhaps the hips will tilt around the tops of your legs. And relax your jaw and your tongue. Yeah. If this hip is high, can it come back down? All right, then come back. All right, we'll do the other side. So, however you get that foot, maybe you don't get the foot today. Every day is different. Energy is different. Thoughts are different. Life is different. Maybe this is it. Maybe. If your knee went sideways, bring it back in. Pull this in. If you're going to take your heel away, backward, heel away from your hip, and your breastbone comes forward, so you've got all of this open, and then you tilt your hips. Maybe. You're breathing, relax your jaw and your tongue. Alright, then come back. Check your legs. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Wide angle. Bend your knees, bring your hands to your knees, you're going to roll your shoulders. We're going to bring the right hand to the left leg. Now, can you keep your hips level? Tuck your chin in, and as you turn your ribs, keep your hips steady. Don't bring your right hand down. And bring your left hand up. Keep your hips steady. If you need to put your hand back there to know what your hips are doing, lift your kneecaps, don't lock your knees. Use the calf muscles. Maybe you don't get very far. Doesn't matter far. Yeah? You're breathing. Alright, then come back. Shift yourself around. Now, you want your hips to stay in line with your feet, so you don't want your hips to go way backward or forward. You want a straight up line. You want a vertical line from your outer ankle bone to your outer hip. And so first, then bring your left hand to your right leg. Maybe this is where you stay. Tuck your chin in. Maybe you want to bring this left hand down and your right hand up. You don't want the hips to go backward or forward. You want them to stay level. Yeah? If you lift the inside of your thighs, can you turn the inside thighs backward? I then come back. Yeah. Try jumping your feet back. All right. Sunshine. Let's interlace fingers behind your back. Take your hands away from the hips, get your outer ankle bones off the ground. And then see about lifting your collarbones, lifting your jaw. Bring your hands away from your hips. So it's that first part of cat-cow. And then coming back. Now we're going to come onto our tummy. We're going to do Sphinx pose. So with your forearms parallel, energy of your thumbs coming backward. Press the fronts of your ankles down, tops of your feet, widen your toes. Bring your front hip bones in, pull your left base of your breastbone backward, pull the tops of your arms backward, tuck your chin in, and lift the base of your neck up. Widen your collarbones. Bring the breastbone, the top of the breastbone forward. If you drew a V from your breastbone to the edge of your collarbones. And then lift your chin a bit. But lift the back of your head as much as you're lifting your chin. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Base of the neck is backward, not forward. That just collapsed. Then you exhale, come back down. And rest your head on your hands where you want. Alright, we're going to do Cobra. So when you bring your hands back in line with your chest or wherever your hands, we're going to work elbows, hug in, tuck your chin. Again, all that front body work, front hip bones, lower ribs, collarbones are wide, arms are in, from the top of your arm to the elbow, in, thumbs backward. When you lift yourself up again, keep your chin tucked in till you get the back bent, and then turn your gaze. Hug your elbows right in. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Still stretching out through your toes. You're coming backward through your thumbs. Elbows, upper arms hugging in without collapsing the neck. Or then come back down. Want to come into child's pose? Maybe. And shift side to side. How's your breath? I don't know if the sunshine is working or not. A better shape. I'm going to have you see as easy firstly. I'm going to do some alternate nostril breathing. Now, if for any reason this doesn't work, don't do it. But your thumb, your ring finger, little finger come either side of your nose. You can rest your forehead here. So sit comfortably, sit strong. So no collapsing, no letting your breastbone fall backward or your shoulders lift upward. When you finish an exhalation, gently close off the left side so your breath is coming in and out through your right nostril. Do you feel a difference in your lungs? Is your right lung getting more air than your left? When you finish an exhalation, gently open up both sides so your breath is coming in through both nostrils, in and out through both nostrils. Deepen your throat. Alright, then when you finish an exhalation, you're going to gently close off the right nostril so your breath is coming in and out through the left nostril. Follow it. Does it come up into, you got a large sinus cavity there in the middle of your forehead. Is it coming up into the... Alright, when you finish an exhalation, both sides are open. And we're going to alternate. So it'll be in the right, out the left, in the left, out the right. Follow it into your sinus passages, follow it into your lungs. Maybe you can slow it down a little bit. Don't hurry, but when you finish an exhalation on the right side, both nostrils, bring your hands down. Move your air, your inner wind, air in motion. Definition of wind. Alright, we're going to come into downward facing dog. So, turning your toes. Pull your belly backward. Turn your inner thighs backward. Come backward through your big toes, backward through your thumbs. Tuck your chin in. Don't lock your knees, don't lock your elbows. Find your triceps wide. Bring the tips of your shoulder blades, the narrow pointed of your shoulders, toward your spine and down into your back. If your lower ribs, if your belly is falling toward the floor, can you fix that? So you hold on to the diaphragm, you hold on to the ribs again, not coming against the kidneys so much. You bring your front hip bones in. Tuck your chin in. If you've got all the weight in the heels of your hands, can you rearrange that so your fingers are helping you as well? Are both legs working the same, do you think? Is one getting tired before the other, or your arms or your shoulders? Come down if you need to come down. But you're looking for small things, small awarenesses, small shifts. You go, that makes this easier. I was holding onto some tension there, and there's a difference between tension and strength. Breathing through 2 nostrils, we just did that exercise. Alright, and then come back down. Easy for child's pose. Now shift your weight around. Alright, then you come onto your back. I want to interlace fingers under the back of the head. When you bring your knees in, flex your ankles, have your knees in, put your toe, widen your heels. And when you exhale, you slowly bring your legs out towards your right elbow, turning your face to the left, relax your face. Alright, then inhale, coming back up. When you're ready, we'll bring the legs out to the left side, turning your face to the right. Holding your shoulders square. Inhale, you come back up. Putting your feet down, bring your arms down. Feel your breath. Alright, we're going to do shoulder balance. Now, maybe you're going to go put your legs up, or we're going to just hold your legs up in there like this. You could do a circle with it. You could take your legs wide. You could do like tree pose. Opening up your hip. If you're going to come into shoulder balance, you lift your hips, you bring your hands in under your back. You don't want your elbows to be too wide. Let the base of your skull come away from the base of your neck. And breathe. You could do tree pose here. Take your legs wide. Take a few breaths. Alright, and then slowly, as you come back down, mind the wall. Alright, we're going to just sit up and legs in front. Come into the shade. Alright, we're going to do Jonas versus Sun. Let's get the shade. You want to square up your hips. You want to roll from your little toe to your big toe, so your leg isn't falling out sideways. Then you bring your right wrist against your knee. Your left hand comes around behind you, so when you turn this right hip around, and you start coming forward, and it's the sacrum, you have to move the sacrum, tuck your chin in. Abdomen toward the thigh, chest toward the knee, so it's not your forehead towards your shin. It's not the shoulders up into your neck. Okay. Now bring your arms forward. You still bring that right hip around, but you keep your right knee wide. Alright, then inhale, coming back up. You bring your left leg in. So your right leg is your knee, and again, second toe, tracking your knee to your second toe. Bring your left hand to your leg. Right hand comes around behind. As you lift up, and you bring this left side round. Your front hip bones in, deep in your groins where we did that tapping before. So all of this is working your lymphatic system, your immune system. As you make movements into these places, deep in the fronts of your ankles, a lot of lymph nodes, lymph system across the fronts of your ankles. You know that already. Now bring your hands forward. Can you shift, if your left hip is dragging back, pull the right one back so you can bring the left one forward easier. And then you come back up. Maybe circles with your feet. Let's cross the right ankle over the left and then flex your ankles deep in the fronts of your ankles. Turn your inner knees and thighs toward the floor. Now again, to come forward, you want to start from here. So this goes this way. You've lost it. You're going backward, you're going down and backward. When you want to come up and come forward, then you put your hand back here, your other hand on your breastbone to find that line, that center line of strength. You flex your ankles, pull your toes towards you, the tops of your feet towards you. Don't bring your hands forward. Tuck your chin. If your shoulders are in your neck, your breastbone's going backward. This is going backward. You fix it, turn this in. You need a strong base. You know? And then inhale, coming back up. We're going to change legs. So bring your left ankle across your right, flex your ankles, deep in the front of your ankles. Again, lymphatic system, immune system. Lymphatic system, immune system. Lymphatic system, immune system. Coming from there. Maybe keep your hands behind you, lift your collarbones, turn your legs in more. Legs in more. Drop your inner heels toward the floor. You bring your hands forward if you like, or not. Alright, and then inhale, coming back up. Do circles with your feet. We're going to do Paschimottanasana. So whether you do it this way, or this way, or this way, you drop your knees out wide. But the hinge is here. The hinge is here. The turn key is right here. Turn your inner legs toward the ground. You drop your inner heels toward the ground. Widen your collarbones. You need to tap across them. You need to put your hands here to hold your collarbones up. Lower back. You have to shift your lower back. You're looking for that shift in your lower back. Maybe keep your hands back here. Maybe keep your hands here. Maybe you decided to bend your knees. Don't forget to breathe. Your immune system. Deepen your throat. Get all those lymph nodes in your throat. Your armpits. Deepen your armpits. Deepen your groins. The backs of your knees. The fronts of your ankles. And then inhale, coming back out. We're going to lie back. Stretch out your spine. We're going to do a lumbar roll. So with your right leg long, flex your ankle, and your left leg bent. We're going to bring the left leg across. Now you're going to roll onto the outside of your right foot, calf, thigh, hip. Bring your left hand to your lower back. Now if your back waist is going forward, can you bring your tops of your hips backward toward that left hand, widen your elbows. Your right foot, can you open up the inner ankle there so your right foot isn't clapped, you're not on the top of your foot, or if you are on the top of your foot, can you get on the outside, little toe side of your foot? And widen your elbows. You can draw your navel backward. Can you turn your navel, can you turn your right ribs and right hip bone, right thigh inward? Maybe. Then come back. Fix your back, change legs. So use your left foot. When you bring your right leg across, you bring your right palm to your lower back, to your back waist. You want the back waist, you want the tops of your hips, your sacrum to come toward your right hand. Widen your elbows. Push your right foot against your left leg. Your left leg, turn it in. You've got the inner ankle alive. You're on the top of your foot, you've collapsed it. You want to find the strength in that bottom leg. Can you turn your left side in toward the top side now? You want to turn your face to the right, widen your elbows. All right, and then come back. Right, so make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Very good. This is shading stuff. Okay, so just stretch it out. Relax your jaw and your tongue, chin lower than your forehead. Forehead's flat. Can you, eyes closed, relax your jaw and your tongue. What do you feel in the palms of your hands? The soles of your feet? Fronts of your ankles, backs of your knees? Crease of the elbows? We did that alternate nostril, just relax. We did that alternate nostril breathing before. Are you breathing through both nostrils? Could you breathe through both nostrils evenly? Maybe. And where does your breath go? Your inner wind. So go up and down your spine, fill up your abdomen, go sideways. Long, slow, deep breaths. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready to move, start moving your fingers, your toes, have a stretch. Roll onto your right side. Happy Monday. Namaste. Stay well.